Good evening and welcome to Parents Weekend on the campus of Missouri Valley College. And we start things off. A little women's soccer for you tonight as the Missouri Valley College Vikings come in on a two-game winning streak. And the Vikings will host the Swedes of Bethany College out of Lindsborg, Kansas. This is a good team in the KCAC. And so a good way to start off Parents Weekend. Nice and cool tonight. Temperature dropping into the 50s. Had a little rain, but that has left us. And Drew Hawkins' team, they've won their last two by the score of 2-1, looking for the third in a row against a very quality opponent in the Swedes. Sean McManus is the head coach in his fourth season at Bethany College. Drew Hawkins, believe it or not, in his ninth year as the head coach of the Vikings. So we get ready for soccer tonight. Then remind you, tomorrow night we have more action on livestream.com for you as the Viking football team gets the season underway, taking on Tabor College in one of the matchups in the Heart of America Conference, KCAC, and we'll be on the air at 5:30 tomorrow night here from Greg Mitchell for that. So we've had some rain, nice and cool, cloud covers you may see on the live stream as our crew goes to work, and we're about ready for soccer tonight. The Vikings in their home white with the purple numerals trimmed in orange, and for the Swedes of Bethany in their colors of blue and gold with the blue shorts, the gold tops, the blue numerals. And the Vikings have won their last two and looking to extend that winning streak to 3 as they take on the Swedes. This will be a very good match, and we are underway. We'll hear from Drew Hawkins here in just a few moments. In goal for the Vikings, Irena Sanchez. Irena is out of Barcelona, Spain. And in goal for the Swedes tonight is Joe Canales. Joe is out of Brentwood, California. So those are the matchups. And here the Vikings with a breakaway, but of course offside called there. And that was a pretty easy penalty to call. So the Vikings with an offside penalty. Irena Sanchez, a junior for the Vikings. And she is in goal tonight, and give her statistics. In 4 games, has given up 4 goals. And her record is 1 loss and 1 tie. Janae Stone also playing some goal keeping. She has given up 1 goal, and she has a win. And so the Vikings with their couple of wins coming in. Ball in the Viking end as they send it toward the side of the new Malcolm Center for Student Life. That really adds something here to Greg Mitchell Field. And again, if you're watching on live stream, you notice the new Student Center across the way from where we webcast. Headed out there by Clammers, and the Swedes will keep it in play. Across the way, that is Christina Noonan. She's a junior out of San Diego, California. Vikings have it in the corner on the far side, just underway on a quite chilly evening here in Marshall. We've had some very warm weather. Tuesday was hot, cooled off, rained a little bit the last couple of days, and very chilly fall-like weather here tonight. Battle for possession on the far side, and a good job by the Swedes to keep it in the Viking end. Ball rolls out, but it will be a throw-in for the Swedes on the far side as they try to work it into the corner. Nice job dribbling the ball across the way by one of the Swedes. And now it goes back to Sanchez. So Irena with the left foot will send it to about the 35-yard line. Cut off there by one of the Swedes. And that is Devin De La Cruz out of San Antonio, Texas. Here come the Vikings on the attack. Clammers can't come up with it. And now the ball sent back to about midfield. I see the women's basketball team is here in force to watch the soccer team. Here's a pass sent into the Viking end. Hustling back for it is Michelle Plowman. Michelle out of Ontario, Canada. And she's one of the fastest young ladies on this field for the Vikings. Now they go to midfield. And there Calvo has it. Lucia Martine Calvo. Now the Vikings are offside as they send the long pass in. And some of the crowd didn't agree with that as they go offside. Crowd arguing a little bit about that, but that was the call. So here come the Swedes that keep it in play. Christina Noonan had it for a moment. Vikings with possession. Blasco gets it to midfield. Here's a pass up to Haley Ennis, and she's ruled offside. Ennis on the right side took the pass from Blasco and was ruled offside as she got ahead of Nicole Washburn. Ennis out of Wentzville, Missouri. That's in the St. Louis area. We've played about 5 minutes of this match. Again, this is Parents' Weekend, or Family Weekend, so a lot of activities going on tomorrow. Brett Holt's volleyball team will play tomorrow afternoon, and then the Viking football team opens up play tomorrow night. Here's a throw-in for the Swedes. Ariana Anaya with the throw-in. It goes out in the corner, and it'll be the Viking possession. And we did have some showers earlier, but even though it is cloudy tonight, no rain since this match has begun. Here's the throw-in for the Vikings. There's a double team, and the Vikings try to keep it in along the sideline. Ennis doing that. Now they'll send it to midfield, where it is sent out at midfield by Andrea Guzman. And so that's where the Vikings will have the throw-in, and doing that will be Belen Lafuente. Lafuente with the throw-in, looks to get it in. The Vikings have been the more aggressive team. Andrea Garcia sends it all the way across to Clammers. Clammers on the far side as we look at the field. Here's a centering shot and a diving save. And now the ball is loose, and diving on it again is Canales. Boy, the Vikings, nice opportunity there. Heads up play by Canales. She knocked it down. The ball was loose, and she had to scramble to her feet and then protect it. And the Vikings were after it again. Now the ball goes out. It'll be a throw-in for the Swedes, but the Vikings, at least in the first 6 minutes, have certainly been the more aggressive team. Now it's sent into the Viking end, and Danielle Panina goes back to get it, and she gets it back to Sanchez. Sanchez with the right foot sends it to midfield. It's headed back there by De La Cruz. And now the Vikings have possession at midfield. Clammers sends it back to Plowman. Passing right about midfield. Now it's taken back by De La Cruz. And the Swedes try to work something in the Viking end, but the Vikings are now controlling it and get it up to Ennis. Ennis, right side, long pass. Will it be ruled onside? And it would have been, I believe. But Martinez just couldn't quite catch up to it. Inma Martinez, she is from Madrid, Spain, and boy, Drew tells me she is quite a player. Vikings right in front of their own bench. Nice job keeping it in, still keeping it in play. The Vikings doing that, good job. Hanuna sends it in, and here is Martinez, and sends it out front, and this shot goes in, but they're going to say it's offside again. The Vikings got it in the net, but I was looking down here at the side, and the flag was up in the air. And I don't think Drew Hawkins agrees with that one. But it's offside, and it will not count. But again, the Vikings being very aggressive here. Here come the Vikings again. Sanchez hasn't had a lot of business. on her end of the pitch. 37 minutes to go in the first half. Here comes the throw in from Fuente. La Fuente throws it in, knocked away. She'll hustle in front of the Viking bench, throw it in again. No score. We're in the first half. Our first live stream event of the 2014-15 year, and we'll be back for football tomorrow night, of course, at 5:30. Here's the throw in, and it's defended well by the Swedes. Vikings keep it in play. Now they'll send it out again to the Viking bench. And throwing it again was La Fuente. La Fuente sends it in. Trying to get it to the corner. It's knocked away again. Again, a few moments from now, we'll let you hear our little conversation we had with Drew Hawkins earlier in Inwood. There's a stoppage in play. We'll try to get that for you. Ball is out. It's going to be the Swedes' possession. But most of this first half, at least the early part of the first half, has been played in Bethany territory. But no scoring yet. Here come the Vikes again, trying to be the aggressive team. Whistle stops play, and the Vikings are going to have possession. Ruled a foul on Selena Harvin. Harvin is out of L.A., California. Ooh, all Vikings almost got it to Ennis on the sideline, taken away by one of the defenders for the Swedes. But now here's Garcia. Garcia back to the middle. Vikings again on the attack, and there's a trip. As Calvo goes down, it'll be Viking possession. Also down on the pitch is Blasco. She's back up. Vikings in their white home uniforms. Andrea Garcia, 35 yards out, will send it in. 34.5 minutes to go in this first half. Here she sends it in. Left side. Vikings were there, but headed away by one of the Swedes. Clammers was trying to sneak in that corner. Now the Vikings have it taken away, and hustling in is Ennis. Ennis in the corner. Sends it in. And Martinez shot. That one is blocked. Ball is still loose, and it'll roll out. Boy, that was a nice pass from Ennis to Martinez. She got a right foot on it, but it was blocked away by Canales. Now it'll be a corner kick for the Vikings. First corner kick of the evening. Kendra Clammers will say it in the corner. Where's number 2? Kendra's out of St. Peters, Missouri. She's a senior on this team. Kendra will send it in with the right foot. Vikings are there. They head it in, and it just goes over the top. Good attempt, but Vikings unable to get there. But again, being the aggressive team, at least so far in this first half. So here come the Swedes. Bringing it up the right side, and that'll go out. So the Vikings again will have possession in midfield. Let's hope they can do something with this. La Fuente sends it in, knocked away, but it goes right to Panuna. Panuna sends it all the way across for the Vikings. Panuna sends it over there to Madison Dean. Now back to the middle. Knocked away. Good play by Blasco. Keeps it alive for the Vikings. Blasco to Clammers. Clammers sends it in. Ooh, and it's off the foot of Ennis. Clammers fired one from the center of the pitch to the right side, and Ennis could not keep it in play. Retrieved by Canales, and she will send it in. 32 minutes, make it 33 minutes to go in the first half, no score. Send this one to the sideline, and it's going to be taken by one of the Swedes. They want to keep it in play now. They'll send it down their right side, headed away by Calvo. Well, back it comes to Ennis. Ennis through a double team. Nice dribbling move. And now Ennis hits the deck, and they're going to have a foul there, so the Vikings will send it in from about 33 yards out on the right side. And Garcia will do that. Andrea Garcia. So here's Garcia. Sends it in. Vikings are underneath. It's headed away, but kept in play by the Vikings. Now they'll send one wide left, and then goes out of play, and the Swedes will bring it in. Canales has seen most of the action. Boy, we've almost forgotten about Irene Sanchez down here. We haven't called her name much at all. Vikings keeping the pressure on. The kick by the goalie goes straight up in the air, headed away, but the Vikings are going to keep it in. They work it up their left side. Now it's knocked away by one of the defenders. Well, the Vikings will get it back and set it up, and again work over there on the far side, on the left side of the pitch as they move left to right. Here's a send into Ennis, and Ennis can't catch up with it. She was onside, but the pass was just in front of her, and she couldn't catch up with it before Canales was able to track it down. But boy, you like the way the Vikings are attacking. This one's knocked out in front of the Viking bench, and it'll be a throw-in for the Swedes. Swedes have it right at midfield, and that's knocked off of Ennis, so it'll be another throw-in for the Swedes, and doing that was Jenna Russell. Now it goes out again. There's a lot of the play on the near side as we look down in the press box from Greg Mitchell Field on a cloudy, windy evening. That wind picking up now to the north. No score with the 30-minute mark of the first half. Good action. Martinez double team, tries to stay with it, knocked away. But the Vikings at midfield will control it there, send it right back into the zone. Martinez, nice footwork, sends it to the sideline. Got up there by Ennis. Ennis trying to get it right back, loses it. Picked up by Harvin. Harvin now will bring it up the left side. She's defended by Calvo. Now there's a whistle, and it's going to be Viking possession. No score. We've played about 15 minutes now this first half. Panuta sends it in. Gets it to Calvo. Now underneath, the Vikings get it to Martinez. 2-on-1. Here comes Martinez. She slips it by the goalie and scores. Emma Martinez, the freshman out of Madrid, Spain, gets the first goal. Where's number 14? Emma Martinez, young lady out of Spain, and she gets her first goal of the night. Boy, a beautiful pass. She split the double team, used her speed, and the Vikings are up 1-0. So all that pressure the Vikings have been putting on has certainly paid off, and that is the fourth goal of the year for Martinez. The Vikings up 1-0. There's a long pass down, and finally we call Sanchez's number again. Where's number 1 on that orange jersey, and she'll send it in. So the Vikings get it up to Ennis. Ennis now brings it up the right side. She's onside. She centers it. And the Vikings get another good shot at it. And this one is in. Maria Del Carme Blasco scores. So the Vikings score twice within a span of about a minute and a half. Maria Del Carme Blasco makes it 2-0 as the Vikings really putting on the pressure. And that is the first goal of the year for Blasco. And the Vikings quickly are up 2-0. Wow, Martinez scores. Blasco scores. She's out of Madrid, Spain. So the Spaniards having some fun early on and taking a quick 2-0 lead here with 28.5 minutes to go in the first half. But they have just had the pressure on. Now here come the Swedes trying to get something going. The Vikings, though, defensively doing a good job. Clammers with it. Sends it to the far side. It was handled by Madison Dean. Ooh, the Vikings almost had another one as Martinez almost got away. But it goes out, and it'll be Viking possession in Swede territory. 28 minutes to go in the first half. Here's the send in by Canales. Vikings keep the pressure on. Swedes at midfield. There's a battle for possession. The Vikings are going to win that. And they'll set up in their own end. Bring it to the sideline. Here to LaFuente. LaFuente up to Ennis. Ennis, double team. Gets through that double team. Keeps possession. Sends it forward. But a defender is there. And just at the last moment, that defender beats Andrea Garcia to the ball. But the Vikings, again, the pressure is on. LaFuente will throw it in. Gets it to Ennis. Ennis, nice move. Tries to center it, and that ball hits one of the Vikings in the hands, I believe. Or did it? That went off of her. So it'll be a throw in for the Vikings. LaFuente will throw it in. 26 minutes to go in the first half, and Valley up 2-0. Here's the throw in. Headed away. Back out. Vikings will do it again. Decent crowd here. I said the basketball team is here, and women's basketball team, and several other students. Here's a centering pass, knocked away by Canales. But back out it comes to Calvo. Calvo sends it to Clammers on the far side. Here's Clammers. Nice move. Looking to center it. Sends it a long shot. And that one is stopped right in front of the goal by Canales. Good shot by Clammers, but Canales was up to the task at that time. But yet another shot on goal. 25 minutes to go in the first half. Valley up 2-0. Send this one all the way down. Vikings are able to keep possession of this. Here's Clammers. Clammers turns. They look again to Martinez. She would have been offside had they gotten that to her. So, as play continues, 24 minutes to go in this first half. Vikings off to an impressive start. Cross-court pass goes to LaFuente. LaFuente off to Ennis. Ennis tries to get around Washburn. Does to the corner. There's some contact. Ball rolls out. No stoppage in play. And I believe it'll be a corner kick for the Vikings. Yeah, it will be. As Kendra Clammers comes over to kick it from that corner on the right side. Let's see if the Vikes can add to this 2-0 lead. Clammers will bring it in. Sends it in. Here's the header, and that one is sent wide right. It may have hit the scoreboard. But again, most of the action in this first half has been in the Swede side of the field. And Joe Canales has been a very busy young lady as the Vikings have been on the attack. And here they come again. That one goes out. It gets last touch by Valley. So the throw-in will come from Washburn, Nicole Washburn out of Temple City, California. A lot of Californians on this Bethany team. Here comes a long shot, and that one is in. That's from 30 yards out. Andrea Garcia, she just let it fly from about 30 yards out, and it went right over the head of Canales and into the center of the net, and it's 3-0. That was a bomb from 30 yards out. And the Vikings have taken a 3-0 lead. Wow. An offensive explosion for the Vikings here in the first half, and we still have 23 minutes to go in the half. Vikings I don't think the Vikings have given up a shot yet tonight. I don't believe they have. Here's Plowman with it. Plowman sends it right side to La Fuente. Keeps it in play. Sends it up. Good job by the Vikings. A nice job by Blasco to keep it in play. Here come the Vikings again. Ennis centers it. And Garcia not able to get there before Canales does. 3-0 already. Here's a nice scissors kick by Martinez to Ennis. It goes over her head. It goes all the way to Canales. I do not believe the Swedes have a shot on goal yet tonight. Again, Ennis with a nice stop. Gets it right back from Martinez. Sends it in. That one's knocked away at the last moment. Martinez gives chase once again. Now about midfield. Here come the Vikings. Garcia sends it into Ennis. Ennis has one gal to beat. She can't do that as Washburn gets to it. Right at midfield, and that's where La Fuente will go to work. Gives it back to one of her defensemen, Danielle Panuna, all the way across to Madison Dean. 21 minutes to go in the first half, and it is all Valley leading 3-0. Madison Dean loses it, picks it up. She'll throw it right back in for the Vikings, into Martinez. Here come the Vikes again. Martinez, nice footwork, but it's knocked away by one of the Swedes. Panuna on the side to La Fuente. Gives it to Ennis, little back kick, and La Fuente was unable to come up with it. A little fancy move there by Ennis, so it'll be a throw in for the Swedes. Swedes try to get anything going here. De La Cruz with it in midfield. Where's number 24 in that gold jersey? But here come the Vikings again. Martinez has it knocked away from her. Battling for possession is Ariana Anaya. But again, here come the Vikes. Leading 3-0. Clammers can't get the right foot on that one. But it comes right back. They give it to Clammers. Clammers, a couple of defenders on her, sends it back to midfield. And now it's knocked away there by one of the Swedes. They'll send it in. Swedes trying to get possession, looking for their first shot on goal. Ball's loose in the middle, knocked away. Good play by La Fuente. She'll send it all the way to the side. Does not go out of bounds, so the Vikings will keep possession. Under 20 minutes to go in the half. All about to center of the field. Blasco with it. Swedes try to do anything to mount an attack, and again, they're down 3-0, and they have not had a shot on goal yet. This one goes out off Ennis, so it'll be a throw-in for the Swedes at midfield, and doing that will be Washburn. Washburn sends it in, headed right back to her by Ennis. Washburn picks it up, throws it in again. This one is knocked out, Viking possession, as that one goes off of Selena Harvin. Here's a good throw in on the sideline. This one's bumped out. Washburn. So it'll be Viking possession. We're down to the 19-minute mark of the first half. 3-0 Valley. A great start to Parents Weekend, at least the first half. Here's the throw in. Martinez battles through a double team, trip, tries to stay on her feet. Now Ennis controlling it. She's pushed down, and that'll be a foul. and that'll be called on Ariana Anaya, young lady out of California, West Covina, California. So the Vikings have a throw-in. Garcia will do that. Looking for more at the 18.5-minute mark of this first half. 3-0, Vikings with a lead. A goal by Martinez, a goal by Blasco, and Andrea Garcia with a goal. There's a shot that goes wide. Well, the Vikes with a comfortable lead, at least early on here. Coming in here, the Vikings had scored 6 goals and given up 5. Or 6 goals and given up 5, yeah, and they had 5 assists coming in. So off to a good start offensively with 17.5 minutes to go in the first half. Here they come again. Knocked away by one of the defenders. Now the ball on the far side. Clammers gives chase. Vikings just doing a good job of, for the most part, keeping it in. This time it'll be a throw in. A couple of substitutions coming in for the Swedes. It looks like Unique Williams will be one of those young ladies out of San Antonio, Texas. She's checking in, and also I believe that is Janae Fox. Janae's out of San Diego, California. So they check in. Let's see, leaving the lineup, Nicole Washburn, and also probably one of the young ladies. 3-0, 16:44 to go. Here come the Vikings. Clammers, was she onside? I don't see an offside call. Here comes Clammers. She fires it, but it goes right to Canales. But the Vikings will get this one after the long kick and send it down to their end. Now back it comes toward Ennis. Martinez onside. Here's Garcia. Swings it around to the right side. Another goal. The Vikings have their 4th goal of the evening here in the first half. And I believe that is Kendra Clammers, the senior. So 4 different Vikings have scored already in this match. Clammers has her first goal. I mentioned Blasco has a goal. Martinez with a goal. And Garcia has a goal. So the Vikings really going to work. And we still have 16 minutes to go in the first half. And the Swedes have not taken one shot on goal yet. They just have not been able to do anything against this Viking team. Drew has to be pretty pleased with this. Drew Hawkins already in his 9th year. Drew, a graduate of Missouri Valley College. Played soccer here. Now he's in his 9th year coaching the women's team. Here's Martinez. The Vikings again on the attack. Already leading 4-0. Ennis, 2-on-1. She'll fire one out front and sliding to make the shot and not unable to come up with it. One of the Vikings, and that could have very easily been 5-0. I believe that may have been Martinez. I think it was. I'll check. But still 4-0. No, that was Blasco looking for her second goal, and she just slipped about 10 yards out, or she would have had her second goal. As the pressure, the Vikings just keep it on. Here's again one right in front of the net, but this time the defense able to get it out of there. Now the Vikings are going to go to substitutions, and a lot of them at the first opportunity. It looks like going to come in. Colleen McComish is going to come in. Boy, Drew's bringing them all in right now. Laura Bustos is going to check in when she gets an opportunity. So is Lays Pizzini, Kayla Clark, getting ready to come in, as is Serena Owens. So they're all getting ready to check in for Drew Hawkins' team with 14 minutes to go here in the first half and keeping the pressure on. Young ladies down there trying to stay warm. And Hawkins also going to bring someone else in. So we'll have just about a fresh team in there. Looks like Riley Kerr, young lady out of St. Peter's, will check in as well. But here is a breakaway, but that's going to be offside. Haley Ennis with a breakaway, but ruled offside. Fans didn't like it. But 13:24 to go here in the first half. It's all Valley leading 4-0. All right, here come the Vikings again. Again, so far in this half, the Swedes have not had a shot on goal. We're down to the 13-minute mark of the first half. Here's a pass into the corner. Going to be chased down there by Ennis. And there's some contact. We play on. Now the Vikings knock it away again. A couple of the gals for the Swedes go down. Here's a centering pass. It's knocked away by the defense. Ennis has it in the corner, 12:43. She centers it. It's headed away. But, Garcia whiffed on that one. And now here's Clammers takes his shot from the left side, and that goes wide left. And here come the substitutions for the Vikings. Also coming in is Alyssa Metter. A lot of the first teamers coming out with 12 minutes to go in the first half. Boy, this attack has been something here in the first half, and Drew Hawkins with a 4-0 lead, saying let's get some fresh troops in there. So here is Canales. 12 minutes to go in the first half. Decent crowd here tonight. And a lot of students still coming in. Glad you can be with us on livestream.com. We'll be back tomorrow night for the football game. 5:30 we'll start that. New group of Vikings out there for the most part. And let's see if they can continue to keep the pressure on. 11.5 minutes to go in the first half, and it's 4-0 Valley. Looks like the Vikings are going to have it on the far side. They will. And here's the throw-in. The throw-in comes from Serena Owens. Back to the middle of the field. Vikings battling for possession. McComish doing that. And they've got possession on a 4-0 lead. Now this one is knocked away by Erica Klein, a sophomore out of Euless, Texas. 11 minutes to go, Vikes possession. Well, we have a couple of moments here. I did get a chance to visit with Drew Hawkins before this match got underway, and had a chance to talk to him about his team, some of the new players, some of the veterans back there. A lot of starters back on this team. Here's a centering pass headed away. Now the Vikings keep it in traffic as they look to get that fifth goal here in the first half. Vikings still with possession. Now they send it back, and Canales is going to be able to get to it. But I did have a chance to visit with Drew Hawkins shortly before this match began.
Hawkins joins us for just a couple of moments, and Drew, your club's on a 2-game winning streak.
Yeah, it's nice to get our first victory of the season, and so everybody can kind of relax, man. Always nervous.
2-1 in the last two matches, right?
Yeah, good Columbia team and McKendree D2 school, so it was a couple good matches here early on.
What was the key to getting those two wins?
I think we just finally got healthy, and we got everybody in our lineup, and we finally started to mesh a little bit in the midfield, and that took us, the first couple games were rough, and so now we look like we're almost rolling on all cylinders.
When I look at your roster, I do see some familiar names.
Yeah, we have a lot of returners. To be honest with you, Q, I think maybe 2 new starters, and everybody else returning. So on the starting lineup. So.
But those new starters are kind of important, right?
Yeah, I mean we have a couple nice players that are going to give us a little bit of quality that we haven't had in a couple of years.
Yeah. How about this Bethany club you're going to play tonight?
Yeah, Bethany's really good. We wanted to play them. We marked them on I contacted them. We wanted to play them. They're top 3 in the KCAC, and they've moved up. They're doing really good. So it's a good test for us and good test for them. So.
And after tonight, I think, what, do you have one game next week? So you're, are you kind of busy right now? What's coming up next?
Sunday we play
Sunday,
St. Ambrose, top 25 team in the NAI, and then Friday William Woods. So.
Busy time of year, isn't it?
It is, but it's the best job in the world. So.
All right. Well, good luck tonight.
Thanks, Ken. Appreciate it.
All right, so there you have Drew Hawkins talking about that. And he's talking about all the veteran players back, and then a couple of additions this year have been very important. One, of course, the young lady from Madrid, Spain, Ima Martinez, who already has a goal. Still, with 8.5 minutes to go in the first half, it is 4-0 Valley. And we still have not had a shot on goal by the Swedes. So it's been kind of a rough day for them, but really give the Vikings some credit, because they have really been playing outstanding defense, and they have just continued to put the pressure on here. Here's another pass up field, and now offside is going to be called. Kayla Clark racing after that one, but ruled offside. The Vikings had 3 young ladies down there in possession to score. Under 8 minutes to go in the half. And it looks like we're going to have yet another substitute coming in for the Vikings. Caitlin Jocks. Caitlin out of the state of California, a senior, will be checking in. Now, where's number 21? All right, here come the Swedes trying to get something going here. They'll have it about 45 yards out, send it in, looking for a header of a shot, didn't get it. So they still have not had a shot on goal. Vikings try to keep this one in, unable to do so. Right by the Bethany bench, trying to keep that in, was Avery Nolan. Avery now gets the right foot on this one as they send it in. Brings it back to the middle of the field, where it's handled there by Washburn. Vikings doing a good job defensively. Martinez sends it ahead, and it's Kayla Clark has it. Clark on the far side. Here come the Vikings again, as they'll send it back to the middle of the pitch. Trying to send one through that defensive wall. This time the Swedes are able to stop it. On the far side, it's Serena Owens. Serena dribbling it, gets it back at midfield, battling the defender for possession of it. Ball at midfield, controlled by, for a moment it was controlled by the Swedes. Now the Vikings have it back. They'll send it back to their right side, and here they come. McComish with it. Sends it out of the Viking bench. We're down to the 6-minute mark of the first half. Of course, at halftime, we'll take a break, but we'll have the second half for you as well. And it's all Vikings to start this Parents Weekend here on the Valley campus, leading 4-0. Here's the shot to midfield. Let's see what Valley can do with this one. It comes to Pizzini. Pizzini sends it in, but Canales is there, able to control that one. Now those defenders moving up somewhat for the Swedes, as Andrea Guzman, had possession, but that goes out. The Vikings will get it back. As I mentioned, Drew emptying that bench right now, and Caitlin Jocks, a young lady out of California, checks in, and she's going to replace Martinez. So Emma Martinez comes out. Kind of waves at the crowd. Drew said she's quite a player, and he's happy with a lot of these gals on his team. Not only does he have good soccer players, every year this women's soccer team seems to lead the way. They and the women's volleyball team with scholar athletes as well in the conference and also nationally. So Drew really putting a good program together. Now here's a pass to the right side. Avery Nolan has one gal to beat, takes it in the corner, centers it, look for the header, and it's into the the Vikings get their 5th goal, and I believe, we'll check it, it looks like that goal was scored by Kayla Clark, number 13, Kayla Clark. So it is 5-0. Nice pass from Avery Nolan. She centered it, and Clark able to get it in. 5-0. With still 4:27 to go in the first half. Vikings will keep the pressure on. Almost took it away again. So 5 different Vikings have scored goals in this match. Again, that one was by Clark. That's her second goal of the year. Long pass in, and that was ruled offside. Garcia knew it before, or Sanchez knew that. So still not a shot on goal for the Swedes, and we're at the 3:45 mark here of the first half. Valley started off with a real aggressive attack, and they've just continued to keep the pressure on throughout this first half of play. Now it'll go out, and it'll be a Viking throw-in at the north end of the Swedes bench, and they quickly throw it in, get it to Nolan. Vikings try to keep it in, and now this one gets by a defender. It's going to be picked up by Jacques. Jacques centers it, and it has to be knocked out by one of the defenders, and I believe that was Mercedes Dominiquez who knocked that one away, or that could have been another. It was definitely a scoring opportunity. 3 minutes to go, first half. 5-0 Vikings with the lead. We'll again take a break at the half. Be back with the second half for you. As the Vikings dominating play here, they'll have a corner kick. Here it comes. Knocked away by one of the defenders. That is Nolan with a corner kick. So with 2:40 to go, we'll do it again. Crowd bundling up, a lot of hooded sweatshirts. Tim Dixon, the new women's basketball coach, is here, and Tom Hebb, one of his assistants, and all the Lady Vikings are down in front of us. Here's a header just over the top of the net. Ooh. There's no way Canales was going to get to that one, but it just went over the top, hit on top of the net. Breeze picks up out of the north. 5-0 is our score, and we're down to the 2-minute mark of the first half. Canales will send it in. The Swedes trying to get anything going here in the last couple of minutes of the first half. Drew Hawkins really has kind of emptied his bench, and here's an offside call as the Swedes try to bring it in, but offside is called, and the guilty party was Janae Fox. So we're down to 1:28, first half. Valley up 5-0 on this cool evening here in Marshall. Long pass, and Canales has to come out of goal to take care of that one. But here they come again. Vikings really trying to keep the pressure on. They have done that the entire first half. And here they come again, 3-on-3. They'll try to get one through to Nolan. Nolan races to the defense. Nolan catches up with it. The goalie Canales comes out. Nolan takes a spill. The ball goes out. It'll be Viking possession. Canales had to come out because Nolan would have had a clear shot. So now it'll be a corner kick for Nolan. The last time she was on this side, she didn't get the corner kick, but a couple of possessions ago had a nice pass for a score, for a nice assist. 36 seconds to go in the half. Long kick. They try to head this one in. It's knocked away at the last moment. 30 seconds to go. Now Canales may be hurt, or she's down in goal. There was some contact there right in front of the net. She's going to get up and be all right. Clock continues to move, so that will just about do it for a very entertaining first half. And that first half dominated by Drew Hawkins, Missouri Valley College Vikings, as they lead this one by the score of 5-0. And 5 different young ladies have scored goals. Kendra Clammers, Andrea Garcia, Blasco has scored, Kayla Clark, and Martinez have all scored goals. 5-0. We're at the half, and we'll take a break. But we'll be here in the live stream the second half for you as it's the start of Parents Weekend, and so far, a good start for the Vikings.